Welcome. The well can be calm when we address this topic. So, we are in a time of great change, great collapse, great upheaval to a level. What you truly are, in the biggest sense, is pure, potent energy that is bigger than any upheaval, for you are eternally stable as this pure, potent energy. And so, today's topic of entanglement or entangling versus collapsing is something to discuss and realize that when you get bigger than an imprint, than a timeline, than a system, a program, an agreement, a contract, an imprint in the reality, a condition in the reality that no longer serves you, you know when it doesn't serve you because it doesn't feel like 100% yes. It doesn't feel good to your core. It does not feel yummy. It does not feel balanced, easy, gentle, safe. It may feel heavy. It may feel overwhelming. It may feel like you are 1 foot in and definitely 1 foot out. 1 foot in maybe just to conform, to keep the peace. However, the greater being of you knows that it is not serving your sovereignty. And what is sovereignty? What does a sovereign being look like? A sovereign being creates his or her reality. A sovereign being knows what it says, thinks, feels, is. It knows it is creating through the simple technology that we are. We think it, and so it is. We say it, and so it is. And when we're buying into old programs that we didn't put into place and do not feel sovereign, then they are not. A sovereign being looks like a being who can create and take responsibility for its creation, enjoy its creation, and have all that is being created simply coming from within. So it is not a leaning post. It is a erect driver driving the bus, driving the reality. We are all doing this consistently. However, when we are basing our reality off of old definitions, old scientific studies, old laws, agreements, and arrangements, we are not sovereignly creating. We are buying into another creation and keeping it going longer than it may need to. We are also beings of free will, and as I create my sovereign reality, it may be different than your reality that you are creating and buying into and further imprinting. Both can exist at the same time. As I realize that my neighbor's reality is not in alignment with my sovereignty, I can choose to collapse any imprints, belief systems, any arrangement, agreement that is keeping that in place, while at the same time my neighbor has the free will to keep it in place for themselves. So a sovereign being realizes that they are the open source currency. They are the current that is creating the reality. And the topic is entangling versus collapsing. When I do not feel 100% in alignment, but I go forward and do the thing, experience the reality in the way that no longer serves me, I am entangling with that and further feeding it my current to exist in my reality. The moment I decide to pull back my energy, pull back my entanglements, release the entanglements of that thing or person or experience, condition, agreement, arrangement, and then allow myself to dissolve anything that would be keeping me going back into that groove with a power statement of what I will have now, or a vision of what I will have now, or a thought of what I will have now, or simply rise into the no thought, biggest being, pure potent energy that I am, and simply follow my instincts in each now moment of how I would like to proceed and create and move forward. So, we leave you to ask yourself in moments when you are feeling heavy, overwhelmed, not in alignment, to ask yourself, do you truly want to entangle anymore, or is it time to collapse? Remember, when you're collapsing energy imprints, agreements, programs, configurations, energy is simply unlocking and unlinking you from that program. All are well. Let me repeat that. When you collapse, all are well, because we are always well. Our being, our pure potent being, is divine perfection, is well. If you are questioning if you are in your divine perfection, pure potent being, and you are experiencing a dis-ease, a disharmony, a question, an either, an or, a duality, you are not tapping into that pure potent state of your existence, but instead still entangling with the system that keeps you less than, not sovereign, and depending or leaning on it. So again, you are already well, you are already sovereign, and you are already this pure potent being. It's up to you to come back into that state of your existence and to disentangle, collapse, and release all the spaces and places that are keeping you bound, limited, lack. This can go on many times in the day. You can begin to clean up your akashic records, the records that are holding you in place, and instead use that potent plasma energy, that soul essence, to reform, come back into this pure state. When you do, rise to the occasion. There won't be any questions anymore. There will only be harmony, divinity, ease, joy, the awareness that you are creating all of it. And so you know you can create through your instinct that which you desire by being in that state, by delivering your essence to the moment, by speaking with power the statement of your creation. We look forward to your expansion back into your pure, potent self that you've always been. We are honored to witness the arrival of many back into our purest, most potent existence. We are the new world. You are your world. Welcome back. Until next time.